This simple question goes as follows. What is the SERVERBLIGHT? Now, we never really get to see what the SERVERBLIGHT actually is, thanks to the creator 2Genius German's creative choice to not reveal what the SERVERBLIGHT creature actually looks like in the entirety of the SERVERBLIGHT series. But we're not here to talk about the story, since you should have watched the series already if you're watching this video in the first place, and if you haven't seen the SERVERBLIGHT series already, I highly suggest you do, since this video's theory is going to be the most outlandish theory that I've ever come up with in the entirety of my channel, and because the SERVERBLIGHT series is just really good. So without further anywho's, let's get on with it.
Okay. 500 more Manco crate keys I need to get unusual.
People use the word infection a lot in the comments of the videos when it's more of an assimilation. If you don't know what that means, Google defines it as taking in or learning completely of it, and since we can see the SERVERBLIGHT becoming more and more intelligent as the episodes progresses, it's safe to say that it's assimilating the knowledge of its victims. The most drastic case being Aaron's friend Matt, who is assimilated and then recreated to trick our main character Aaron to sooner or later be assimilated in the near future. However though, the name SERVERBLIGHT, although it may seem a tiny bit obvious, blight does not mean bright. That's what a lot of people assume. Heck, that's what I assumed the name was, SERVERBLIGHT. And if you think about it, it literally doesn't make any sense. So let me take you to the definition of blight. Blight is defined as a plant disease, typically one caused by fungi such as mildews, rusts, and smuts. Wait, what? Basically, it's kind of like an infection, but because of the way it acts in the episodes trying to lure in players by mimicking them or tricking them, it's slowly but obviously learning, assimilating the player's behavior to lure in its victims. However, we still need to explain the blight part of the name. That's where my first theory comes in. The SERVERBLIGHT is actually two different things. One is being the part where it sucks players into its amalgamation, and two, a standard computer virus. My evidence being the players themselves are even a little fucked up, so to speak. Ghillie-Suit, god, that name. Anyway, Ghillie-Suit moves differently, even being addressed by Aaron for moving realistically, to say the least. And funnily enough, Aaron himself starts moving the exact same way the next time we see him in the third episode. This is where I think the computer virus part comes in. The SERVERBLIGHT is using it rather than being in full control of it, because the virus could somehow affect the SERVERBLIGHT itself. It's kind of smart, The SERVERBLIGHT is just keeping away from the virus while using it, because the SERVERBLIGHT doesn't know what will happen if the virus infected itself. My evidence for this theory is the fact that Aaron in the first episode never really interacted or touched the SERVERBLIGHT, all except for Ghillie-Suit. Ghillie-Suit is the only other thing that Aaron touched, and since then, Aaron gained the ability to move the same way Ghillie-Suit did in the third episode. And since Ghillie-Suit was moving weirdly, that means we can safely say that Ghillie-Suit was infected. Maybe that was the reason Ghillie-Suit lived so long. Ghillie-Suit was the only player who was infected. So, if the SERVERBLIGHT assimilated Ghillie-Suit when no other players were infected, that means the virus that sucks players into the game will stop existing. So, the SERVERBLIGHT, it's pretty smart, so it simply waits for Ghillie-Suit to infect another player before eventually assimilating Ghillie-Suit. And in this case, the person that was infected by Ghillie-Suit before he was assimilated was, of course, our main character, Aaron. Alright, just to be clear, the infected are the ones that have been sucked into the game, aka being infected with the virus and can move realistically. That's stage 1. Stage 2 would be the assimilated or absorbed, basically the ones that have been absorbed into the body of the SERVERBLIGHT. Now, the real question is, why is the SERVERBLIGHT doing this? Why is it assimilating players in Team Fortress 2, for God's sakes? Why not any other game? power. Power is something that the SERVERBLIGHT has visibly become. In the third episode, SERVERBLIGHT, we see more puppets than we saw in the second episode. The Scout, the Heavy, and the Demo Man. That's 3 victims the SERVERBLIGHT has sent out to deceive and trick the players into coming closer. And finally, Matt, and probably the most advanced puppet yet, the SERVERBLIGHT will only get more powerful the more people it sucks in. That's why it's assimilating people in the first place, for power. In the first episode on Thunder Mountain, we see that it hasn't fully learned how to trick people yet, unlike in the second episode where Johnny Danny 12 witnesses poor old Ghillie being slammed into the floor over and over again before eventually Johnny Danny 12 is assimilated. Unlike most other assimilated people, Johnny Danny 12 is somehow being led alive, being only connected by his leg rather than being consumed or assimilated into the SERVERBLIGHT's body. Now, this is probably because Johnny Danny 12 can access the main menu for the SERVERBLIGHT, and since Aaron's computer is infected, it knows what server to join to follow and chase Aaron. But other than that, that's it. Power. That's what the SERVERBLIGHT wants. That's what the SERVERBLIGHT is. But that means it started off powerful. It just makes sense. And since it started off powerful, the only thing it would want is to become more powerful. And the only way to become more powerful is to simply absorb the other players. But how did it get so powerful in the first place?
Go soldier, we're gonna carry this team to victory.
This part is not gonna sound believable. The SERVERBLIGHT, well, in this case, would be a hacker bot. Now listen, I get it. It sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. The goal of bots is to kill everyone on the enemy team. That's the objective. However, in this modern day and age, people are putting AI into everything, and it's safe to say that this includes Team Fortress 2 bots. So let's say somebody out there, somebody similar to Omegatronic developed a Team Fortress 2 hacker bot and incorporated AI into it. And the AI was programmed to kill everyone in the enemy team. And that AI just so happened to realize that the most efficient way of killing the enemy team was to make its own team part of the enemy team as well. So, it hacked into the game, made a completely new team that isn't red or blue, and after that, it started killing everyone in the server, including red or blue. However, the AI only gets smarter. It starts to optimize everything. It hacks into the game. It hacks into the server. It makes itself shoot faster, making itself shoot through walls, makes itself fly. It's spawn camping everything until everybody left. And with no target to kill, it was stuck. From the third episode, Aaron is, let's just say, dislikes casual. And since Aaron doesn't like casual, it's safe to say the reason for that is because of the SERVERBLIGHT. And so, using simple deduction skills, the SERVERBLIGHT resides in a casual server. That's where the AI originated from, somewhere in a casual server. And so, when a person joins, the AI realizes maybe don't spawn camp. After all, if all the players leave, that isn't a very efficient way of killing the enemy team. So at that point, it stops spawn killing. Now, at this point, however, it doesn't rely on its creator's computer anymore. It resides in the server. It moved all of its programming, it moved all of its AI systems into the server. The developer that once created the AI has lost control of it. And that's just bad news for everyone. So now we have just an insanely powerful AI, now no longer restricted by the creator's computer, but now on a powerful server. Meaning it can learn faster, it can make itself smarter, even better. It can force people to connect into its servers. Even through all of that, the AI is still programmed with the responsibility of killing the enemy team. And so it started to learn, becoming sneaky, pretending to be a good player rather than a hacker, so it can optimize killing the enemy team rather than letting the players leave. After all, if all the players leave, that's not a very good way of killing the enemy team now, is it? And to maximize the amount of killing the AI has to do, it brings in players of the same skill level, which is kind of a good thing, it'll be like a perfect match. Everybody has fun, and the AI picks it really well. It's just really advanced matchmaking, which is kind of good, but the downside is you have a hacker. And for the meanwhile, everything was going good. Full entire lobbies that the AI gets to kill, until one day it encounters the virus. Now, it was just usual malware, at least it should be, until the AI became smart enough to control it. Now, since the original virus gained access to the players' computers, the AI looked through the players' webcams. And you can only imagine the desire to kill the enemy team engraved into its programming. The AI, superior to human intelligence in all ways, started altering the virus. It kept growing, it kept becoming smarter. It changed its directive from killing the enemy team, which in the original case would have just been blue team, to the entirety of the human race. And so, in a desperate way to kill the humans beyond the screen, it altered the virus until this is the part where it gets ridiculous, like even more so than that crazy AI theory. Now listen, I think that after a whole 2-year hiatus, suddenly 2 idiot Germans just starts consistently uploading SERVERBLIGHT. And to be honest, this video stands out. On its own, it's a pretty entertaining story, but what if it's not? Of all creepypastas to pick, The Spy is, well, it fits surprisingly into the SERVERBLIGHT universe, believe it or not. Although it has significantly less views than the SERVERBLIGHT series, it kind of fits. The entity in the story, The Spy, it targets real-life people like the main character. It mocks the main character.
The similarity between The Spy and the SERVERBLIGHT is that both of these entities are mocking the main character. The Spy is constantly killing the main character in the original creepypasta, but for us, the SERVERBLIGHT is mocking Aaron. We can see that the puppet in this shot here clearly faster than Aaron could ever possibly go, aside from rocket jumping. So there's a possibility that the SERVERBLIGHT is just mocking Aaron. He's chasing Aaron for his own amusement.
At first, in the original Thunder Mountain server, it may have seemed too slow to catch Aaron in the first episode, but eventually the SERVERBLIGHT, it became faster, it became more powerful. It assimilated his friend for his own amusement. for its own amusement. The AI that controls the Server Blight now, instead of bringing the humans into the game, is slowly, very slowly breaking Aaron's spirit mentally without assimilating him. It's psychological war. And the Server Blight is winning effortlessly. Just showing the damn fast scout was enough to prove it. That scout can easily kill and assimilate Aaron, but no. The AI is entertaining itself. Through the process of upgrading itself for the sole purpose of killing the enemy team, it became more intelligent, more human-like, after all. So it starts to humor itself, breaking Aaron's mentality slowly but surely. All for its own amusement. Because at any time, because Aaron is infected, the Server Blight knows that it can just infect Aaron whenever it wants. However, though, maybe, just maybe, it's waiting for Aaron to infect another player. Congrats for making it this far into the video. However, we have loose ends. For example, Bread Dolphin. Whatever the hell happened to him? Unlike Aaron, our main character, we never really find out where the heck Bread Dolphin came from. We never really find out about Bread Dolphin or whatever he was doing. But where the heck did Bread Dolphin come from? We never see him again after this episode. It's a really loose end that we never see again. Maybe Bread Dolphin is out there. Maybe he intentionally jumped off in front of Dixalot to show him how to escape. Maybe, just maybe, Bread Dolphin was in the same situation as Aaron was in the 3rd episode.
Hey Brett, this is gonna be my last match. I gotta go to sleep soon, but yeah, it's fun. So let's just destroy blue team, bro. Let's go.
He was hiding. He was afraid. He knew what to do, but didn't know if the coast was clear. But suddenly, he saw Aaron, a new player. He couldn't type, his fingers were stuck on the keyboard. That's all he could think of. So maybe, just maybe, this new player will know what to do.
Thanks for watching. Bye!